For Perth Glory, well, Alan Stajic cut a frustrated figure this week as 3 players left the club. He's made 4 changes. The first is in goal, where after conceding 11 times in their last 3 matches, Ollie Sale returns at the expense of youngster Cameron Cook. Darryl Lackman has recovered from a groin strain and he comes in for Jacob Muir. Salim Khalifi has joined Melbourne Victory on loan, so Bruce Kamau will fill those boots on the left wing. And Stefan Kolakovski, rested last week, comes in for Luke Ivanovic. Adam Taggart has opened the scoring in the last 3 matches. All 3 ended in losses for Perth. Meanwhile, Jared Carluccio, who scored against Wellington Phoenix last weekend for Perth, he's missing today. He is cup-tied, if you like. He's on loan from Western Sydney, and an agreement between the 2 clubs, he can play no part this evening. Well, I mentioned how tight the table is and how victory is absolutely a necessity for Perth Glory to try and lift themselves away from the bottom, but also for Western Sydney, the home side, who got back to winning ways at home against Melbourne City last time out. But you can see there a win, and they will climb to within a point of the top 2, Wellington Phoenix and Melbourne Victory, who cancelled themselves out in New Zealand last night. Macarthur are there as well, Sydney FC and the Mariners, but it is very, very tight. Adelaide, Melbourne City and Brisbane all still right in the mix. Newcastle need a win to rejoin that leading wagon as well. Difficult for Perth and Western United at the moment, down at the foot of the table. Well, an opportunity as always for these youngsters to make a name for themselves as well. Well, we are all set for the start now. Big clash in Western Sydney, in Parramatta. Alan Stajic there, the man at the helm of Perth Glory. He turned the Central Coast Mariners' fortunes around in his last A-League job. Can he do likewise here? It's a big ask at the moment. And Marco Rudan recently signed a new contract extension. He is looking to take Western Sydney to the championship and nothing less. Ben Abraham is our referee this evening. He's being assisted by Owen Goldrick and Carney Robinson. Sam Kelly is the 4th official. Saturday night football in the Isuzu Ute A-League is underway. A travel-sick Perth Glory on the road in Western Sydney, looking to stop the Wanderers' claims for one of those top 3 positions and pressure on top spot. Daniel McBreen. Matches between these 2 sides have brought goals. Matches for Perth Glory have been spectacular this season. They've just been on the wrong end of the results nearly every single time. But entertainment should be full of it here tonight.
Well, you think so, Robbie? Good evening, everyone. Both teams.
Oh, it's a mistake. Antonsen with the first sighting on goal. Can't test Ollie Sale.
Well, I was about to say both teams need a win for different reasons, and then speak about Perth's woes conceding goals. Well, they've almost had a calamitous start to the match there. 2 players getting in each other's way, and Antonsen not able to find the target, but not the start that Alan Stajic would have wanted.
Really a massive misunderstanding there between Riley Wall and Alexander Shushnyar. Benny's glancing header only as far as Marcelo. Well, they've opened the scoring the last 3 weeks through Adam Taggart. Here he is on the ball. The former Socceroo striker, as it's deflected up into the air. Badalato is able to run it away for Western Sydney, but it's been a positive start inside the opening minute and a half from both sides, looking to get forward and take the game to their opponents. Brillante with Bonatic, outstanding last week against Melbourne City, was the young central defender alongside Marcelo. Lisby finds Milanovic, and back with Bonatic again. And they've won their last 4 in a row against Perth Glory here in Sydney. Perth Glory's last win was when a certain Tony Popovich brought the club from the West here back in 2020. Gio Colley trying to turn away from trouble, only turned into it in the form of a red and black shirt. Marcelo with Bonatig again. Taggart closing him down, he had to be quick. Simmons finding Badalato. Space on the left-hand side with Clisby. Half century of A-League matches in red and black for Jack Clisby this evening. Parias, he's very quick, got away from Kamau, finds Antonsen looking for the return ball. Well, he scored twice this season, Dylan Parias, and picked up 6 points from 2 1-0 victories. Important goals. Perth are the side that have made the fewest passes in this A-League season so far, and they are without the football already in these opening minutes. As Clisby looks long towards the Swede, Marcus Antonsen.
Western Sydney have scored more goals with headers than anyone else this season. I wonder if that's a reason why Darryl Latchman straight back in. Big towering figure, strong frame in the middle of the defence for Perth. Experience as well. Yeah, partner him next to Alexander Suznia. It's quite a formidable, strong centre-back pairing.
That's a good little ball over the top for Oscar Priestman, making that late run, the midfielder who's enjoying a little spell in the side. Nice little 1-2 as well for Milanovic. He's got a good left foot on him. He tried to turn inside Johnny Katrumbas there. His big clearance forward. And Perth also without another towering central defender in Mark Beavers, their club captain, who, when he was suspended after being sent off against the Mariners 3 weeks ago, was injured in a training ground collision and is expected to be out for another couple of weeks yet. That's another loss for this side, that as Parias has done well against Wall, and Parias patted away by Ollie Sale. Here's Simmons. Oh, Brillante caught on his heels. Taggart looking to release Kolakowski. Taggart, who was scythed down by Aidan Simmons, and the referee Ben Abraham is coming to have a little word.
Well, it was wonderful work here from Dylan Parias. Gets him behind Warland. Just so gets that hand up. Just there, Aidan Simmons was supporting underneath. I thought if it was just a little layoff, he would have had a great strike or a chance to strike at goal. The moment was lost with the touch.
He does have an eye for goal as well, Aidan Simmons. Missed the start of the season through injury, but soon won his place back off Tate Russell. And right back as Milanovic is trying to get the better of Katrumbas. Western Sydney Wanderers have been exchanging wins and losses in recent weeks. The last 6 weeks they've been unable to string together back-to-back wins. But throughout it all, they haven't been conceding many goals, and that's still the case. 12 conceded so far this season.
Well, it's that consistency that Marco Redan would like the team to rectify if they want to be serious contenders for the Premiers. And to get that consistency, back-to-back wins, moves you up the table very quickly.
There is Marco Redan, signed a new deal through to the end of the 26-27 season. He's made no secret of the fact that there's a lack of trophies in the the Western Sydney cabinet, certainly domestically. And they want that A-League trophy.
Plenty of rumours out there that Brendan Borello's penned a new deal as well. A few other senior players are in advanced talks, so Redan knows the players he wants and wants to get them tied down. What he thinks will give them the best opportunity to do that.
Their foreign players last year, including Marcelo, impressed, didn't they, when they hit the ground running? Their French connection, Schneiderlin was there, Bakoto as well, and Malfitano. But they all left at the end of the season, and that's clearly something they want to avoid happening again.
Yeah, exactly. Hendricks has been quality. Marcelo, for me, is one of, if not the best centre-back in the league, even at the sprightly age of, I think it's 36 now, is it?
It is. Here he is.
Like a fine wine.
Turns around, finds Brillante. Invites Clisby forward. Milanovic. Loses out, Taggart's touch. For Amini. Now inviting Kamau forward, he's quick. Former Western Sydney Wanderer, Johnny Katrumbas, also in that boat. Amini with Shushnia. Amini over the top for Taggart. It's a good ball, Taggart looking for a little touch, but Bonatic was close enough. You can see it out for a goal kick.
Idea, was it? Taggart just making the run in behind Marcelo, who had just taken a couple of steps forward.
It's a tentative high press from Perth, which Western Sydney, to be fair, didn't have too much trouble playing out from. Priestman, now they're putting the pressure on at the other end. Priestman allowed to run. I think he was looking for someone at the back post. Perez was arriving, but despite the pace he has in his locker, not quickly enough.
See what he was trying to do, just bend it across that 6 yard. He does that, but his teammates just a little bit too much distance to cover.
There's another who has impressed. Priestman, when given the opportunity.
Seems to be a non-stop conveyor of young players coming through, just the Wanderers, but in the league at the moment. It's a joy to watch.
It's nicely done. Here's another one of them, Milanovic. He's been around a couple of seasons already. Priestman's done well. It's a good ball for Perez, who tried to step inside Wallen. Simmons just slowed down. Kamau slid in. Referee says that was not allowed.
Perez almost snuck across the front of Wallen there. Yeah, I think Aiden Sims just got his left foot across. Wow. Maybe he played for that one. He realised he'd missed the ball, but he gets the free kick. Assuming that he's wise beyond his years, maybe.
Trying to step across in front, just 19 years of age. Simmons, who scored against MacArthur this season. Brillante's ball in. Oh, it's a dangerous one. Appeals for a handball from, I think, Milanovic. Is it Antonsen claiming there was a hand in there?
Well, this ball comes in, it comes through a whole heap of bodies.
No hand there from Wallen. Initial push, maybe?
Not sure. Milanovic. If it was offside or a push. You can see the assistant referee's flag go up, so I assume it was a bit of a shove.
Ollie Sale, whose start to life in Perth was a difficult one. A couple of errors in those opening games.
It's a funny old game, football, isn't it? Because Phoenix, it was an absolute fire for such a long time. I don't think anyone would have seen the script that after 2 games at Perth he'd be sitting on the bench. It's change so quickly, but it can also change the other way. He's obviously a very, very talented keeper. He gets his opportunity now to try and cement that spot in goal.
79 appearances, always. That's given away by Kamau. Here's Antonsen with Milanovic on the left foot. Turned back, Farias with the big air swing. And Mustafa Amini gets it clear, only as far as Clisby. Adelato. He turned into trouble. Harold Latchman trying to bring some calm composure to the back for Perth, but they've had another little moment there. Here's Simmons. Brillante. Now Priestman comes short. Brillante. It's a great ball. Clisby's cross is brilliant as well. Little misunderstanding between Farias and Milanovic may have proved costly. But the red and black are on the front foot again. The cross in, back post, just too high for Antonsen, who is good in the air.
Well, turning the screw a little, aren't they, Western Sydney? Applying the pressure. Bruce Kamau will be very grateful that ball didn't end up in the back of the net. Take the ball away sloppily in midfield, and Western Sydney ended up with a great opportunity to open the scoring.
Western Sydney have scored first just 6 times this season, but they've won all 6. They're the only side with a 100% record in that department in the league. They are absolutely squeezing the life out of Perth Glory at the moment. Their possession game. Milanovic again taking on Benny. That time his cross flying well high and wide. You can see the attacking statistics already very much in Western Sydney's favour. 8 touches in the opposition box.
Well, everything at the moment points towards Western Sydney. Seen Perth really get down the other end. Down play from Ollie Sale, who Alan Stajic said in the pre-game show has been a model of professionalism, playing that second string role. It's never an easy one for goalkeepers. They have to support each other, they have to push each other in training, and in general it's only one of them that plays. It's very rare that a coach will change their goalkeeper. Ollie Sale really didn't settle at the start of the season. A couple of mistakes as here goes Priestman again into the area. Priestman still going, it might yet fall for him. It's cleared, but only as far as Brillante. Milanovic, his cross, Shushnya with the diving header. Simmons is pushing Kamau back at the moment. Farias, Simmons again. Adelato. Adelato again, the cutback, but it's unable to find a teammate this time. Alan Taggart's back doing the defending. That was a bad challenge. And a free kick on the edge of the box for Western Sydney, just to the right of centre. Well, this is the earlier work from Oscar Priestman. The ball looked like it was going to go out on the sideline, but great determination. And then there's the foul we see that leads to the free kick, right on the edge of the box. It's not where you want to see Adam Taggart. He shouldn't have to be back there doing that.
Him laying down the law at the moment in there to his defenders as well. He wants more. He's a leader of this side. He's played at a very high level. He is not happy. He doesn't want to be back on the edge of his own area, trying to defend and play the ball out. But first, they're all back doing the defending at the moment. Milanovic is standing over this one. It is Milanovic, and it's well held by Ollie Sale. You can see the press coming immediately from Western Sydney. Looking to win it back again quickly. There's a little nudge in the back from Simmons on Kamau. Those two are already spending a lot of time in each other's company.
It's a little battle that's being waged between those two already. Tackles going in.
And now Perth on the front foot again.
Well, that's definitely an outlet for them, isn't it? That longer ball for Perth, for Taggart looking to just break in behind this Western Sydney defence.
Taggart with the little dink over the top, but again, Margouche out quickly. Western Sydney now, can they get the breakthrough that they're bright start to this one? Certainly sees them the closer of the two teams to scoring at the moment. Marcelo. There is one criticism that can be laid at the feet of this Western Sydney side, and there aren't too many on the start of this season. Their form is perhaps they haven't put sides away when they could have. The goals don't necessarily flow as much as they do at other leading clubs in the A-League, as Taggart, for example. Perth, who are second from bottom with just 2 wins, have scored 1 goal more than Western Sydney so far this season. Here goes Parias down the wing, taking on Warland. He's done well, Parias, and this could be the first booking of the evening. The pace of Dylan Parias causing all the problems.
Done well on a couple of occasions now, Dylan Parias. You see here, he looks like he's got nowhere to go, but just turns on the afterburners. Riley Warland just gets himself all caught up out of position. He just can't keep up, drags him down. And there's only one outcome there, and that's a yellow card. He's gone outside twice now, come inside, look to combine as well, Dylan Parias.
Another free kick. This one out on the right wing. Brillante will be looking for a teammate in the middle. They are good in the air. That's an excellent defensive header from Shushnyar. Only as far as Simmons, though. Strong from Amini. Driven in by Clisby, who wants a corner and gets it.
Well, he looked in two minds then, Clisby, didn't he, whether he should take the shot or not. In the end, he wins a corner.
He can hit one from distance. Brillante again to take now. Marcelo and Bonatig in the middle. Marcelo trying to get free. It's towards Marcelo. Well, he gets his head on so many of those corners. They've scored from 3 corners this season. Western Sydney, 8 headed goals, as Macca told us earlier, the best in the league. And there is their number 1 threat, Marcelo, yet again.
Well, he must be wondering how he hasn't got more goals, because he wins so many of those headers, as you say. That was a good one down too, away from the keeper. Good defending from Perth Glory, man, back on the line to clear. You see here, gets it back down and across. Was it Darryl Latchman? No, it was Riley Warland. He got back, good defensive cover. There it is. Here it is again. He gets up strong. Great header across. He thinks it's going in. Riley Warland says, not right now, sir.
Not this time. But it's also a good early reminder for Perth, without having to pay too much for it, that they have to be very, very careful from those set pieces.
I actually liked a little bit of afters too when you saw Marcelo turning around to Marco Redan, a little bit of a laugh at him saying, what have I got to do to get one of them to go in?
Seems like a private joke between the two, perhaps in training. A little challenge set as that ball in, and Marcelo clears. Margouche was coming for it. Battolato now, twisting and turning, looking for a little bit of space. Finds it with Simmons. Battolato again, he's being very closely watched by Mustafa Amini, who's doing a good job at the moment. Now Kolikovski towards Taggart. Well, he is excellent in the air. He is a fantastic number 9, and he got in front of his man there and nearly hit the back of the net.
That wasn't an easy angle to try and get the pace. It was a good ball in. See how he's 12 yards out, getting across that front post area. The power, and just can't quite get the angle needed to sneak in that near post, but he is a danger.
8 goals in 11 matches so far this season for Adam Taggart. Opened the scoring 4 times, including the last 3 matches as well. Their last 7 A-League matches have seen 35 goals scored at an average of 5 per game, Perth Glory. Unfortunately for them, it's an average of 2 scored, 3 conceded over those 7 matches.
Exciting for the fans, isn't it? And the neutrals in particular.
I think mostly for the neutrals, because when there are so many L's next to the score, I'm not sure the Perth Glory fans do find it quite so exciting. And the quality of the goals, we saw Taggart has scored some fantastic goals. Shushnjar's goal of the week last week in the Unite round was a stunner as well. David Williams with that winner a couple of weeks back against MacArthur in Perth. Here's Benny. He's got a chance here. Great ball to the back post. Oh, and what a save from Margouche. Denying Adam Taggart. Well, we were just singing his praises. And he should have scored there.
Yeah, he should have. It was a wonderful play from Perth Glory. The release pass. Daniel Benny just holding his line there. The ball, he just lets it run. One touch and he looks up. From there, you put your house on Adam Taggart, just sliding that into the far bottom corner. Opted for the near post. Margouche spread himself well with a great save.
His 50th A-League appearance, Daniel Margouche. The former Adelaide United player. He made 7 appearances for them over 7 seasons as a senior player before the move to Western Sydney. Oh no, this does not look good. Adam Taggart is down in the penalty box. And is at the right calf as we see that chance again. It is a brilliant save.
Well, it's a good save. And like I said, as Margouche is rushing towards that near post, you think it just guided into that far post area. Let's hope for Perth Glory's sake this calf, there's nothing that's going to keep him completing the game. It doesn't look good.
Well, we've already seen what an important player he is. Let's go quickly down to Tristan McManus to see if he's spotted anything down there on the sideline. Tristan.
Yeah, well, that's it. Look at Taggart. We all know how important he is for Perth. As soon as he went down there, I just took a look over at Stads, and as you can imagine, head in hands there. That's the last thing that Perth need right now. He'd be turning off Taggart's phone, he'd be cancelling his emails, he'd be doing everything to keep everyone away from him. Luka Ivanovic is the one, obviously. I think he'd be coming onto the bench. He's pulling up his socks there now. We just got to wait and see how Tags does here. I mean, look, we don't want to see Tags going off for the league. He's fantastic. Certainly Perth Glory don't want to see him going off.
They don't, but it certainly doesn't look good. It looks as though that Tags is just receiving the treatment long enough until Luka Ivanovic can get warm. By the looks of things, they know the change is coming. Well, when it rains, it pours. Alan Stajic, 3 players unavailable, leaving the club been told they won't be signing anyone in the January transfer window as well. He's without Jared Carluccio, who's on loan from the Western Sydney Wanderers this evening because of an agreement between the two clubs. Now, for the moment, Taggart looks like he's pulling the socks back up and he's trying to stretch it out, which if it was a calf tear or anything, he certainly wouldn't be stretching it. It would only do more damage, so perhaps it's a false alarm as he rejoins. Certainly, let's hope so for Perth Glory's sake. We'll see. We'll know for certain in the first acceleration. Here's Milanovic back with Clisby. Is one of those players. He's just been confirmed joining Shamrock Rovers on loan in the Irish Premier League. Their young fullback Ford has already gone to Waterford in the Irish Premier League as well. Oliver Bozanic, who was on loan at Perth from Western Sydney as well, has seen his loan cancelled. We're waiting to hear what the future holds for Ollie Bozanic at the moment.
With those moves, I'm wondering if Tristan McManus needs to be his phone taken off him. But he hasn't had anything to do with it.
He's not the only Irishman in the A-Leagues in Australia either. Our very own Roy O'Donovan as well. I'll be keeping a close watch on proceedings. Priestman does well again, under pressure. Back with Alex Bonatig. Had a good 2.5 months out of the game at the start of the season, Bonatig, after an excellent start to the campaign. Picked up an injury in training and had to bide his time to come back as well. Tom Beadling was one of the players that filled those boots. Hendricks in defence as well, as Parias is still going. He struck it cleanly enough, but straight at Ollie Sale.
Well, he's looked dangerous tonight, hasn't he, Dylan Parias? And every opportunity he's run at the defenders, he's gone inside and out. Nice little chop change there, and then as he gets it out of his feet, it's not a bad strike.
There's that mistake again from Ollie Sale, and he looks to the heavens. They got away with it again, but it was a poor clearance straight to a Western Sydney player. That's what proved oh so costly at the start of the season. It's funny because his young replacement keeper, Cameron Cook, is excellent with his feet as well. But Stajic obviously has to try something to try and stop the constant flow of goals against. Simmons. Little 1-2 with Brillante. Very attacking front three of Parias, Milanovic and Antonsen, with Badalato just in behind. Alexander Badalato, nicknamed Rocky. You hear the players talk about Rocky, as Brandon Borello did in the pre-game show. It's Alex Badalato there.
Is that, there he is.
Are they taking notes again?
Well, they're enjoying themselves a little bit more tonight.
Maybe there's no homework set playing the coach for tonight. Or Jack Gibson as well, who was the second choice keeper, who's still awaiting knee surgery on that ruptured anterior cruciate ligament that happened in the warm-up. Gave Daniel Margouche his opportunity. It's a third straight start for him now. Lawrence Thomas away with the Socceroos in Qatar. Marcelo Antonsen. That wasn't the easiest one. Braden Simmons. Beaten in the air by Bonatig, and a second time, but it falls to Kamau. Now we'll test that right calf of Taggart. It's a fantastic ball, it's a brilliant goal. The flag stays down, and for the fourth match in a row, Perth Glory have opened the scoring. It's a blistering counter-attack. Kamau and Taggart involved, and Kolakowski applying the finishing touch.
Well, he's proved dangerous with his runs in behind Adam Taggart. It was on the Harvey Norman replay, really a long, hopeful ball. They get the seconds and off he goes, and he has a quick look, and it's that early ball, and that is going to be a very tight call, but what a finish that is from Kolakowski. Beautiful play from Taggart to release the ball, first touch, and look at that for composure. Just buries it in the bottom corner. Nothing Margouche could do about that one. And just like that, after soaking up so much pressure, it's a clinical finish to put Perth Glory in front.
VAR just having a look at that offside call. Goal number 5 this season for Stefan Kolakowski. His first since that 4-2 loss to the Mariners 4 weeks ago. Eve. As we have a look again.
Look at that, that is going to be tight.
It's tight, but it looks just about perfect, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it does. I'm wondering if those two lines might come down on top of each other and we see one. He's enjoying seeing himself on the screen, isn't he?
Well, he didn't see himself at all last season, did he?
Well,
didn't even get a look in under Ruben Zatkovic. He went there looking for game time. It didn't work out under the old regime, but he's at least enjoying playing time, if not the success for the team this season for Perth Glory. But Kolakowski and Taggart are both doing brilliantly in the goal stands. The two combining there. Taggart with the assist, Kolakowski with the goal, and 10 minutes before half-time, the Wanderers, who are looking to keep the pressure on at the top of the table, find themselves behind.
Well, there was an almost carbon copy, but in reverse earlier, wasn't there, when it came across to Taggart and he didn't take it. Well, Kolakowski didn't miss. There you go.
Is that the one line that lights up?
He's well behind it, isn't he?
Flag up for offside. Clisby looking to get it going. Perth Glory have still only failed to score in one match this season. It was against the Wanderers the first time they met, so they've rectified that little anomaly in their statistics for this season. They've scored against every opponent they've faced.
I guess the pressing question is for Western Sydney. Goals haven't been coming too thick and fast.
Here goes Kolakowski again. He has a look up. Taggart making the run. Oh, brilliant interception by Clisby. Kolakowski again. Here's Taggart. Cleared off the line by Marcelo. Margouche was beaten that time, but the Wanderers skipper, with all his experience, getting himself back on the line in the right place at the right time. But the Wanderers, the best defence in the land, almost found themselves caught out again. Well, they were caught out again. And so all of a sudden, Perth have their tails up. Benny looks up, crosses. The giant Marcelo again. He's holding things together at the back.
Well, I was just about to say that only Western United have scored less than Western Sydney coming into this round. They almost gave away another one, which made the task doubly hard.
Considerably less, it must be said. Is it 7 goals? 11 goals scored against 20. Yeah. Since that goal, hasn't it? All of a sudden, Perth able to put their foot on the ball.
There's another look. Take it. This time he does go for that bottom corner. He does beat Margouche, but there he is, the big number 6, man who controls so much for Western Sydney at the back. See the danger. He's well placed to snuff it out.
I mentioned that Western Sydney have won all 6 of the matches in which they scored first. The other side of that coin is Perth, who've won only once. In 5 times they've opened the scoring. Just the 1 win, a draw and 3 defeats. Overhit and out of play. Well, he wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? Ollie Sale, he's not happy with his distribution at the moment.
Just a quick look at the stats, and this is the period that Perth Glory concede most of their goals. So an important 5 minutes coming up for Alan Stagic's team.
Western Sydney looking to get back on the front foot. It's well played for Brillante. Milanovic. No way past Katrumbas. Now Benny. Mustafa Amini again. A strong challenge by Badalato, but now Katrumbas. Familiar name in these parts. Former Western Sydney Wanderer. It's the 1 goal scored in red and black. Against his current clubmate, Ollie Sale. Latchman. It's given away cheaply. Badalato's little touch for Milanovic. Prominent, Mustafa Amini. Spent the first part of the season playing second fiddle to Ollie Bozanic in the middle of the park. Arias back with Simmons, Marcelo. Western Sydney won't be pushing the panic button just yet. Still a long time to go in this one at home as well. As you say, Macca, goals haven't been easy to come by. 2 of their last 4 they've failed to score in. They can count on the support of the red and black block, cheering them on. Brillante again with Clisby. Cross in, comfortable one for Sale. Got Kolakovsky to aim for with a quick release. Taggart is getting through a mountain of work, dropping back and doing the defending required as well. Here is Kolakovski. Bonatig with the head up. Kolakovski just catching Oscar Priestman. Again, as they sit back, sprays the ball out to Milanovic, hooks the cross back in, arriving Badalato, cleared, good defensive header from Shushnya, but Priestman and Milanovic have it back again. Milanovic trying to chink his way through.
He just tried to burrow his way through two Perth Glory defenders, didn't he? See there, he just looks up. Chumbas and Amini doing the job. Amini's doing a lot of defensive work, isn't he? Early pressing, but he's dropping into the line to help the back line as well.
Oh, a little misjudgment from Simmons. Kolakovski finds Taggart. And it's Alex Bonatig again with an excellent piece of defending.
Again, it's an opportune moment. They play that ball quickly. First time forward, Taggart's away. Gets back in time, but there's been a few moments, haven't there, for Western Sydney, where Perth just caught them unawares, gone quickly, good release pass.
It's the second corner of the match for Perth Glory. In it comes from Colley. An excellent striker of the football. Now Kamau looks up, crosses again, back post, Benny was there, Marcelo's glancing header. Gio Colley again, drives it in low this time. He was trying for something different, but it didn't come off. If that goes down as a shot, which we'll wait and see if it does, that would make it 7 apiece. Oh, it's given away by Marcelo this time.
20-25 minutes of this match was all Western Sydney, wasn't it? Maybe even longer than that. They seemed to be controlling the match. There's no real answers for Perth, and then a couple of chinks in the armour. You have to say, balance of chances. Perth Glory and Alan Sturgis at half-time might be saying, well, we may have had 2 or 3.
4 minutes of stoppage time. It's long for Parias to chase down that right-hand channel. First time touch inside is good. He's come away with it still. So quick. Now Brillante just hesitated. Delivers the second time of asking towards Simmons. Now got a big enough chunk out of that. Performance last weekend from Western Sydney against, on paper at least, more fancied opposition in Melbourne City. They didn't threaten at all, it seems like, looking back at that match. Here's Priestman. Plenty of red and black shirts forward, dink to the back post. Milanovic was arriving, but Sale claims, and this time it's a good quick release from Ollie Sale for Kolakovski. Ooh. Straight past Marcelo, looking to use his pace. Brillante is back helping out Kolakovski, not happy with a flailing arm from the Brazilian, I think, as he went past him.
Just another look at that opportunity. Ollie Sale's done very well with all the crosses tonight, hasn't he? I said earlier, he's probably not happy with his distribution, but fault his actions coming for crosses. Chances represented by the
The XG, with just a couple of minutes to go in this first half, is very much in Perth Glory's favour as well, even if the shot count is very level. Look at that, 1.42 expected goals. So they're underperforming their XG at the moment, Perth. They could easily have one, perhaps two more.
Well, yeah, Taggart has had two great chances, hasn't he?
Brillante again, spraying it out wide. Milanovic looking low towards Badalato. Clisby gets it back. Clisby outside. Milanovic again. Here's Brillante. Looks up, decides to hit one from distance. Josh Brillante. Have to be special to beat Ollie Sale from that kind of distance. Now Clisby's ball in. Warland with the defensive header, helped on by Amini, and again one for Taggart to chase. He's done well. He's got a little hand there. That was like a little basketball bounce. Absolutely furious. Taggart. A real spray for the referee Ben Abraham, who let him go for a while before brandishing the yellow card.
There's a little push there, isn't there, in the back? That was enough. He is talking himself to a yellow card.
And that's going to be the final action of a very entertaining first 45 minutes, in which we saw Western Sydney start very confidently with all of the ball, but their failing of late has been finding the back of the net, and they never really tested Ollie Sale. Marcelo had a header cleared off the line, but most of the action was coming at the other end, where Perth Glory, despite the chances to Adam Taggart, finally went ahead in the 34th minute from Stefan Kolakovsky, and that is the difference at the break. Perth Glory leading the Western Sydney Wanderers by 1-0. And we will be right back after this break with Tara Rushton and Luke Wiltshire and the halftime show.
This year's Alex Tobin Medal is brought to you by Isuzu Ute, awarded to the best player of the season as nominated by the Paramount ANZ football team. The winner of the prestigious award will receive $10,000. Plus, the Isuzu Ute Alex Tobin medalist will nominate a junior football club of choice to win a brand new, top-of-the-range Isuzu D-Max or 7-seat MUX to be announced during the grand final. To stay in touch with the leaderboard, tune in for weekly updates at your home of football.
Welcome back to Combank Stadium in Parramatta, where the Western Sydney Wanderers are trailing Perth Glory by 1-0. Stefan Kolikovski popping up in the 34th minute with a stunning finish. That is the difference between the two sides, and a big upset is on the cards. Not since November 2022 has Perth Glory won away from home in the Isuzu Ute A-League. 17 away matches without victory. And at the break this evening, they are in pole position to finally break that hoodoo. There have been a couple of times they were so close they could almost taste it. Newcastle Jets for one. They lost 4-3 to Wellington Phoenix last week. Ben Falami with a late winner, 3-2 the week before that. A 4-2 loss to the Mariners away with 2 penalties against Mark Beavers. Beavers sent off, Shushnyar sent off. It was colourful, to say the least. And all of that since that draw, where they managed to snatch the draw from the jaws of victory in the last seconds at Newcastle. Well, they have another opportunity this evening to try and get that elusive away win. Western Sydney, well, they have been alternating wins and losses for 5 weeks now. And it is they that get this second half underway. Western Sydney trailing by 1-0. And Macca, if the first half is evidence of what's to come, we can expect Western Sydney to try and dominate, but they need to find that cutting edge in front of goal.
Yeah, they do, Robbie. Opening half an hour was all Western Sydney, but then the tide turned. 3 best scoring opportunities fell for Perth Glory. Like we said just before half time, felt that they should have had another 1 or 2.
Darryl Latchman under pressure, nodding it back to Ollie Sale. You see the Western Sydney lineup at the bottom of your screen. No changes to either side at the break. Lisby under pressure from the youngster Benny. His 11th appearance of the season, the Australian under-17 international. He's just 17 years of age. He's enjoying a breakout season, wearing the number 23 shirt. Scored a goal against West Ham back in the pre-season friendly tour in front of a big crowd in Perth. Kamau, foot race. Marcelo, who shows that Brazilian side of him that we don't see so often. A little back heel from the imposing, uncompromising central defender. Milanovic inside with Priestman. Nice first touch. Clisby into the area, deflected off Latchman. It could have gone anywhere. It goes out for a corner.
Well, that was nice play from Western Sydney. Started with the back heel from Marcelo on his own goal line. Intricate array of passes, ended up with Clisby cutting inside and getting a shot away. Marco Redan will want to see some more of that in this second half.
Josh Brillante with the signal now. Ben Abraham has just spotted something in the 6-yard box. Trumbus and Tuck Antonson. It's the ball in. It's not a bad one. It was Monatig arriving at speed. Now Kamau trying to get the better of Priestman. Benny is there to help out. Marcelo is there as always. Impeccably placed. I think if anything, Marcelo's been better this season than he was last year. He was imposing physically last year, but there's even more maturity about his performances this year. Here's Amini. Getting away from Priestman. Great little acceleration from Amini, and Katrumbas trying to beat Margouche at the near post. Well, he almost surprised everyone inside the stadium, including the Western Sydney keeper.
Well, he came out of nowhere, didn't he? As Amini drove forward, it looked like Taggart or Kolakowski with the two options, and then all of a sudden, Katrumbas comes flying up the outside. Says, get out the way, and unleashes a rocket. Margouche is down at the near post. It's a save he should make. Palms it away.
Now Kolakowski. Twisting and turning, but never really had it under control.
It's just another moment, isn't it? Another warning from Perth Glory that Western Sydney may have more of the possession, more of the field, but when they get a break on, they are dangerous on the counter-attack.
Here's Milanovic. One way then the other, just runs into Gio Colli though, who's dragged to the ground by Priestman. That's going to be a yellow card for the young midfielder. Maybe we'll head straight down to Tristan McManus now. Tristan, did you hear what was said at half-time?
I heard a little bit of it. I'd imagine it's what you expect. They're pretty much the same as the first time they played here. Well below the standards for Wanderers. They're playing straight into their hands. They want to make sure they cut out those needless long balls that they've been doing pretty much to nobody. I didn't hear what Perth said, but I'd imagine it would be
something along the lines of give it to Adam Taggart. That was very close.
Much. Don't do what we've been doing when we go ahead. Do what we done when we went behind and we won the game.
Exactly. Thank you, Tristan. Down on the sideline here at Combank Stadium.
Well, he's dangerous, isn't he? You can't rest when he's around, because at any opportunity, we've seen him score all manner of goals this season and over his career. Unleashed an absolute rocket a couple of games ago.
You can see in the way he's carrying himself this evening. Zamini. This ball in back post. Benny's head up. Taggart's there again. Little touch back for Colli. He can hit them from distance. Colli again with Amini. It's good football. Across back post. Benny's there. Headed down. That was a presentable chance again. Taggart cuts a frustrated figure out there.
Well, Adam Taggart had just wheeled into that area in front of the goal. Just wanted the ball put back across the face.
The little 1-2. Brillante finds himself in space. Invites Simmons forward down the right-hand side. The cross in. Well, that was close. Dylan Parias almost getting on the end of it. Ollie Sale with the save, and now it finds its way to Taggart at the other end. Bounces off him. Margouche's clearance. Bonatig again deals with it very calmly. What could have been a rather sticky situation.
It's opening up a little bit. Chances at both ends. Is that Western Sydney Wanderers' effort? Parias was close. Couldn't quite get there. He's probably looked the most likely for Western Sydney, hasn't he, Dylan Parias?
There's an offside flag there against Bruce Kamau. Clisby. Milanovic with Priestman. Perth have something to defend. Perth have numbers back. It's something they haven't been able to do so far this season. And it's just forced by Parias out and behind. What I was going to say is that attitude that Adam Taggart is showing. This is a side that are without an owner, a club in receivership. There are players leaving the club every day, it seems, almost at the moment. Certainly talks and discussions ongoing. And you see someone like Adam Taggart who brings that fire and determination and is holding his teammates to a certain standard out there. After 5 minutes, he was in there saying, this is not good enough.
Yeah. Perth product as well. So it doesn't mean to the other players, but it means that just that little bit more, doesn't it, when it's your hometown club?
Luke Wiltshire, former Socceroo, said it in the pre-game show. These Perth players have to put all of that out of their mind. None of that is relevant to what can happen here on the football pitch. And Taggart is showing that.
Well, as players, all you can do is control the controllables, and that's what you do on the park, on the training park. Get yourself right, ready for matches, and then go out there and deliver. Put it into practice on the pitch. So far, it's working a treat for Perth Glory.
Simmons all the way back with Margouche. Lisby. Brillante gets it back from Marcelo. And Lisby, who's a Western Sydney wanderer for the second time in his career, but also a Perth Glory product. There was a time he almost gave the game away. Went back to play in the local Perth League after a spell at St Johnson in Scotland, which was more of a wake-up call than anything else, I think, for him. Returned with career at a crossroads, gave it one more season, and here he is now. A very respectable professional career behind him, and perhaps still in front of him as well. Milanovic. All wide for Simmons. Is it the Western Sydney youngsters that are going to provide salvation for Marco Rudan's side? Taggart still wrestling for everything.
It's a nice little play from Milanovic from a nutmeg. Was the prelude to the cross, and then as the ball came out, Adam Taggart, he's been in the wrestling matches tonight, hasn't he? He's had a few choice words to say to the referee, talked himself into the book as well.
It's long. Towards Daniel Benny. Kamau there as well. I thought we were going to see Luke Ivanovic midway through the first half when Adam Taggart went down. Fortunately for Perth Glory, he stayed on the field. He provided the assist for Stefan Kolakovski. Now Latchman, long for Kamau. Gets the better of Bonatek, but he was climbing all over him. It looked for a while as though the referee was going to let it go. I wonder how much longer Bruce Kamau is going to stay out there. That's the second time he's gone down with cramp now.
We'll find out. Looks like Ivanovic was just about to be introduced before. I think Bonatek could have too much complaints about the foul there. A little bit of rodeo.
It's going to be a double change. Ivanovic is coming on for Kamau and David Williams as well, who's coming on for Stefan Kolakovski. So it's Alan Stajic who heads first to his bench.
Well, it was a clinical finish from Kolakovski to give Perth Glory the lead. Dangerous on attack between Kolakovski and Taggart. Now it's David Williams, the older statesman, who comes in to take up that mantle.
He's good in the air as well. David Williams. Morland, the flat delivery. Williams, his first touch was not the contact he would have been looking for. Colley's header. Latchman, that's a good ball. Taggart in behind them. It wasn't Taggart. It with Shushnya, whose confidence is sky high after that goal last week.
Well, I'm sure Perth Glory would have wished it was Taggart. He found himself in acres of space, didn't he? Just unleashed. Quite hit the target on this occasion. Once again, Perth Glory fashion another good opportunity for a shot on goal.
Now Battolato on the ball, looking for an option. Brillante with Clisby. Milanovic had to make just 2 saves so far. Ollie Sale in the first 59 minutes of this one. Bonatig, that's a good ball for Parias. It's a nice run as well. The back heel for Battolato. He couldn't keep it down, and the groans from the home fans.
Yeah, he's disappointed in himself. It was a nice little ball in, and Parias, who we said earlier looks the most likely, with a little great little touch and then the back heel, and he just leans back, gets it all wrong, doesn't he? And great chances in few and far between for Western Sydney. They need to be better in those instances.
Clisby, Williams wrestling. Brings it down with Milanovic, looking for a partner. And Battolato picked off by Johnny Katrumbas. Now Riley Warland. Ivanovic taking off ahead of him. Shushnya and Latchman. Katrumbas gets there first. Now Benny. Oh, and there was a little opening there for Williams and Taggart if Benny could have got there.
Crucial touch from Bonatig, wasn't it?
Western Sydney organised defensively. They've won it back. Have they? Margouche has to come. Williams was charging through. Absolutely furious, claiming he was caught late there by David Williams.
I have to agree with him. If he was caught, it was high and it was late. Having a look as the back header from Marcelo. Margouche comes through. That's a high and late challenge, isn't it? There's contact there.
Studs raised as well as he stretched for the ball. You can see what he thinks about the complaints from Daniel Margouche. Given away again. I mean, he couldn't pick a pass forward though. He's managed to find Williams this time. That's a good ball for Taggart. Now Colley. Amini. Slow things down. Shushnya for Warland. His early cross only as far as Marcelo. Now Battolato turning, finding a bit of space with Milanovic on this left-hand side. Clisby arriving in support. 2 to aim for in the middle. Antonsen and Parias. It's wasted. Happening 62 minutes in for the Western Sydney Wanderers at the moment.
Well, it's not. You can just see the early signs of the frustration starting to creep into the Western Sydney Wanderers' body language.
Redan is not happy on the sidelines. Opportunity this evening to close to within 1 point of top spot as Taggart can't hit them. Williams follows up and the flag goes up for offside.
first instance. Just crept just here. He's still in an offside position, you can see quite clearly. From a bad strike. Davey Williams follows up nicely, but all to no avail.
Western Sydney Wanderers, they travel to Hobart next week to take on Western United. And they're away to Macarthur, and then at home to Newcastle. Marco Rudan is making a triple change with 64 minutes gone. Fleur for Priestman. Looks like Gabriel Kleur is moving into the middle of the park. Adelato, the playmaker, is making way for Ninkovic, and Milanovic is replaced by Yule. Valentino Yule, who just joined the side after the start of the season, already has a couple of goals to his name. And that Milos Ninkovic is a player capable of unlocking any defence, even the veteran that he is now. 39 years of age now. It's Brillante. Lisby. Marcelo. Moratic, the only one at home for the Wanderers, looking after Taggart, and they have turned it over. Williams. They look long towards Taggart. Bonatig safe at the back. No way past Katrumbas for Valentino Yule. Now the break is on. Ivanovic, haven't seen much of him since coming on. Taggart making the run. Bonatig across in cover corner. That's how quickly they can strike.
They've done it well tonight, using that pace, their front four. Taggart, always a willing runner, just tries to cut that ball back and come inside for the shot. It's getting to the time of the match, isn't it, where Western Sydney have to start to take some chances and throw some bodies forward.
Seventh clean sheet for the Wanderers. The ball in, Kleur's header. Now Yule. South Sudanese international finds Ninkovic, who's fouled. It's going to be a yellow card for Mustafa Amini. He's trying to slow things down. With Yule. Good pace from Moreland. Good match, Yule, stride for stride. Corner. Number 3 for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Look at that, shots. First half was even, second half Perth have had the better of it in front of goal. Comes back post, Marcelo there again. Latchman trying to do the defensive duties. He can't direct his header on target. I don't think there were too many people in Sydney's West, or even in Perth, who gave the Glory too much of a chance this evening. They are, for the moment, midway through the second half, leading 1-0. Here's the opportunity that's being missed at the moment for the Western Sydney Wanderers with the league ladder, as we look at that foul again. And there it is, the Wanderers still 4 points behind Wellington and Melbourne victory. Perth, are they just fighting their way back up? They'll have to take it one game at a time, one opponent at a time, as Amini's ball over the top. Can't find Gio Colli. That's well played, Katrumbas. Newcastle lost 4-0 last night to Sydney FC. Perth, if it stays this way, will have them in their sights.
We spoke in the pre-game, didn't we, about sometimes under the hardship of everything that goes on can galvanise a squad. We all said that we thought Western Sydney were going to be too good, but his inconsistency isn't going to impress Marco Redan. It's win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, and at the moment, if it stays the way it is, another loss.
Ninkovic with Yule, ball to the front post. Antonsen flags up for offside against Valentino Yule, I think it was.
See there, just drifts off one step or half a step too early.
What will be also very frustrating for Marco Redan is that they're about to head away from home for a run of matches. They've had 5 of their last 6 at home at Combank. And of those 6 matches, it is 3 wins, 3 losses at the moment. Away defeat that came late against the Phoenix, but otherwise 5 home matches, 3 wins and 2 defeats at home.
Just a little bit of miscommunication there. Ollie Sayer wanted the ball back to his feet so he could clear the danger. Ollie Warland just plays it out for a corner. It's a little bit more pressure from Western Sydney.
20 minutes to go. Down in front of the red and black box. The ball in. Goes towards Valentino Yule. Western Sydney Wanderers want another corner. Perth Glory a little bemused.
We can hear the Perth Glory player saying, leave it, it's ours. A chance to clear it.
Given 2 corners away now. Towards Marcelo, Shushnya and Latchman between them doing enough. Yule. No way past Mustafa Amini. Taggart's forward. Looking for it. Benny as well. And it just didn't come off. Amini's pass was to neither Benny nor Taggart in the end. Here's Ninkovic. He's been floored by Mustafa Amini. He's just picked up a yellow card about 4 minutes ago, Mustafa Amini. Just to be careful. Ninkovic just reminding the referee. Now we've got changes coming, and it is Mustafa Amini, and I think that's what referee Ben Abraham was just telling him. You can start making your way off. He survived that. And Stajic now seeing that Mustafa Amini, who's worked very, very hard in the middle of the park, takes his time coming off. Trent Osler is coming on, and so is Luke Bodnar. Osler for Katrumbas, Bodnar for Amini in the middle of the park. That's 4 changes now from Perth. 1 more up the sleeve of Alan Stajic. Lisby's cross. Sale comes again. He's been a good pair of gloves with those aerial balls so far. first touch. 119 against another. He's done well, Trent Osler. He just couldn't release Taggart.
Well, he couldn't release Taggart because he could see that Taggart was well offside. So he had to go himself.
Turned it over again, Williams. Down the left-hand side, the cutback towards Gio Colli. Falls kindly in the end for Trent Osler, but he can't find Daniel Benny. Lisby releases Yule. The break is on here for the Wanderers. Valentino Yule against Gio Colli. The cutback towards Kleur. And Osler. A great challenge, but they've just given it straight back again. Yule again. Getting down to the byline, slips at the crucial moment. Perth just getting a little bit nervy.
It would seem that way, wouldn't it? The ball well, and then just some real miscommunication. Just rolled the ball. Benny wasn't expecting it. A little bit of tiredness creeping in as well. They've almost had 70% possession against them, so they've done a lot of work without the ball.
Ninkovic, Brillante on the left foot. Oh, good stop, Ollie Sale. Back in the side, and for the moment holding on for the clean sheet, and had to be at his best there.
Well, that's a great save, isn't it? See there as he cuts inside Brillante. That's just edging inside the post, and at full stretch, Sale gets the left mitt up to it, knocks it away.
Colli, unconventional but very effective to find Luka Ivanovic. Now Taggart sprinting across to try and make himself available. It was Riley Warland in the end. That's a good pass for Benny. Oh, and a first touch that let him down. The flag had gone up anyway. Now Warland is down with cramp. Western Sydney play on. Ninkovic finds Yule. Valentino Yule for Ninkovic. Is this the moment? Western Sydney. Very well defended by Bodnar. Look who's back, cheeing up his teammates. It's Adam Taggart.
Well, the tiredness is sinking in, isn't it? Daniel Benny here. It's touch and go. This is a tired touch for mine. I was just watching Daniel Benny the last couple of minutes down in front of us on the sideline. He just seems to be tiring. And then it's just all hands on deck at the back for Perth. As we said, it's almost 70% possession for Western Sydney. So Perth Glory have done a lot of work without the ball. And you can see that now. Riley Warland receiving treatment for a cramp. Daniel Benny looks very heavy on his legs.
What can't Adam Taggart do? He's now administering the pickle juice. Job of the medical staff down there as well now.
He's had a hard night, Riley Warland, hasn't he? Dylan Perias was at him for the first 45-60 minutes.
Well, 13 minutes left to play. Western Sydney desperate for a way back into the contest because they're trailing to that. Fantastic first-time finish from Stefan Kolakowski. From Adam Taggart's assist. Kolakowski, there he is, with a bit of ice behind the hamstring. Williams, his header only finds Ninkovic. With Kleur. He's got another chance, Gabriel Kleur. Hayden Simmons. That right side of Western Sydney, so effective against Melbourne City. This wing hasn't been as effective today, but it's been across the board. Really could say the same of the left with Milanovic and Clisby. Moratig forced to hurry that one forward, and Latchman, very coolly done back to Ollie Sale.
Well, we spoke about a little bit of experience coming back in for Perth with Ollie Sale in goal and Darryl Latchman in the back line. They've really restricted Western Sydney, haven't they, to any real meaningful opportunities.
Second half, it's really just been that shot from Brillante required saving. And now this is the fifth and final change for Perth Glory. So Jacob Muir is coming on to replace Riley Warland. And Trent Ostler heads straight across to left back to fill the position of Warland, and Muir will come into a more familiar position for him of right back. Oh, as Ninkovic putting the pressure on, Latchman stood firm. Clare with Piraeus. Osler against Piraeus. Ninkovic coming to apply the extra pressure, and Western Sydney have it back. And it's Lockie Brooke. Fourth change for the Wanderers, and it's Dylan Piraeus, last week's match winner, who makes way. Had a couple of good efforts in the first half, Dylan Piraeus, but he's faded out of the game in the second. Monatig to get it back from Clare. Coolly done by Marcelo. Plenty of quality there. Brillante, Ninkovic. It's well played as well. Yule. Ninkovic shoots straight at Sale.
It's a couple of shots now that Western Sydney have had around the edge of the D. As they move that ball around, try and drag that Perth Glory defence around and create the opportunities on the edge.
Taggart deals for a handball, fall on deaf ears, but here's Ivanovic. He tries it. That was travelling towards that bottom corner. Margouche with a good stop, low to his right.
Well, Margouche isn't really impressed with his defenders here. Look at the time and space Ivanovic has afforded to set himself, take aim. It was a good hand, one that you'd expect him to save from that distance, but his immediate reaction showed his teammates that that's not good enough.
Here it comes from Colley, back post, Simmons header. Muir going for the speculator. Headed up to the second tier, now it's making its way down. Hit to get the second tier from there. Western Sydney continue to knock on a closed door at the moment. Brillante with Yule. Look to make things happen. Valentino Yule, he's been involved a lot. He's won the corner. And Perth Glory feel should have been a goal kick, and part of their disappointment is because they know how good Western Sydney are from these situations. In it comes, good delivery again towards Marcelo from Brillante. Lisby with Ninkovic. Yule again. This time can look up. Cross with the left boot. It was a good ball. In towards Antonsen. And Lockie Brook can't keep it in play.
That was a great ball. Plenty of whip, plenty of power on it, right across the 6 yard. And Anderson just tried to bend and contort his body just to get a glancing header, and he just misjudged it, the flight. He's just trying to get the slightest of touches to guide that towards goal, but miscued it a little.
Still has one substitution up his sleeve. 6 minutes to go in regulation time. Western Sydney began this match with ambitions of victory, ambitions of 3 points that would close the gap at the top to just one. But they'd settle for a share of the spoils now, you'd think, with 5 minutes to go. They have struggled so far to open up this Perth Glory side, a beleaguered Perth Glory side, a Perth Glory side that came here with their backs to the wall. Yule's header, another comfortable one for Ollie Sale.
I just think now, what is plan B or C for Western Sydney? It's been working. Haven't been able to unlock this Perth defence really.
It's just plan BB, Brandon Borello. When that comes back. Said in the pre-game show, he joined the panel still 2 to 3 weeks before he starts training again with the rest of the squad. Hopefully then it won't be too long for Western Sydney. The Socceroo striker, certainly his activity in that final third is missed. It's Kolakovsky, the match winner for the moment, that leads the way. Brillante has been everywhere all over the park for Western Sydney. Margouche has made 5 saves as well. Ollie Sale 4. So that is the Paramount Plus player index as it stands, but there's still plenty of time for someone else to grab some precious points and climb up that ladder. Osler does well. Little touch from Benny, can't find Ivanovic, or rather can't be kept in by Ivanovic. Still the ball with Western Sydney. Taggart, that's a good pass. Colley releasing Williams. Taggart making his way to the back post. Williams into the area, turns inside, Williams to win it! And surely Perth Glory have done it! They empty the bench to come and celebrate with David Williams. It's a sucker punch with just over 3 minutes left to play. And their long-suffering supporters have something to celebrate now. Could this be that away win?
Well, could you believe it, on the Harvey Norman replay? Classic counter-attacking transition football. Davey Williams in acres of space has a look and checks and realises I can come inside here, and then he has the composure to pick his spot. In the pre-game, I was down on the pitch and I heard Alan Stadgett say to Davey Williams, I don't want you just to score tonight, I want you to score the winner. Well, that's confirmation of the 3 points tonight. He was asked to deliver, and he has, Davey Williams. The sucker punch for Western Sydney. And the inconsistencies continue for them, but all credit to Perth Glory. They have been resolute in defence, and they have been dangerous in transition tonight. And they are very good for their win.
It's hard to say it's anything but fully deserved. on this performance. When you look at the statistics, shots are all even. Shots on target, Perth lead the way there. In XG, for what it's worth, they are well in front in that department as well. They've had the better quality. Margouche has made more important saves than Ollie Sale. Saves that deny clear goals in the first half as well. Kolakovsky and Williams, the goal scorers. And you talk about that inconsistency. From the 10th of December, it's been loss, win, loss, win, loss, win for Western Sydney. That started the campaign looking so solid, so strong. Injury to Borello, injury to Hendricks. But certainly, absent players are not something you can use as an excuse when you're playing Perth Glory, who are down to the bare bones.
Exactly. Look, I don't think that's something that Marco Redan would do either. He's not a man who will make excuses. They'll take ownership and they have to work out what it is that is making them be so inconsistent from week to week.
We just saw the faces of the fans there. The fans who have been enjoying the football at home. There weren't many home matches in the lead into Christmas. They've had a run of them here. And just when you thought Western Sydney will be making a charge at the top, they've come unstuck again. Clisby, ball back post. Kleur back in towards Marcelo. And Valentino Yule. Now, Ivanovic has done brilliantly. Now straightens up, it's a 3-on-1. Ivanovic looking to get away from Simmons. Oh, and Taggart was looking to square it again. Simmons did brilliantly. Now Taggart might go it alone this time. And Margouche denies Perth Glory again.
Well, what about the defending here from Aidan Simmons? He's outnumbered 3-1. For all money, you thought there was a goal coming here, and look at that. And Adam Taggart, he's been dangerous all night. It's another strike away. I tell you what, Margouche has to get another good save in. He's been busy.
Frustrating night for Marco Rudan. And the uncompromising central defender that he was as a player as well. There with a good touch away from Bodnar, he's fouled. Is there time for any joy for Western Sydney? Oh, the foul, Ninkovic was late. It'll be a booking. Milos Ninkovic. He won't have too many complaints there either, catching Gio Colli. He's been good in the middle of the park. Giordano Colli as well. Mustafa Amini was imposing himself physically in the midfield battle. Ollie was there as well, giving options. They're enjoying, and they will enjoy these last 3.5 minutes if they can keep the clean sheet to go with it. Stajic won't be counting any chickens, that's for sure. There's been enough late drama this season for Perth Glory to know that nothing comes easy. Williams header over Clisby, out for a goal kick. Lockie Brook. And pass overhead away from Clisby. That just sums up the evening so far for Western Sydney. It hasn't happened, whether it be the starting 11 or off the bench.
Well, Marco Redan will look to the amount of possession they've had, controlled the tempo of the game for the majority, but just haven't found that cutting edge. They've also been opened up on far too many occasions, going the other way.
Fleur. That's a good ball. Ninkovic. Oh, he's been brought down right on the edge of the area. A free kick and perhaps a little glimmer of hope.
Good from Fleur. You can see the contact just outside the box. Just there. There's a glimmer of hope, as you say. This goes in. We've seen plenty of last-minute action.
Perth as well.
Well, exactly. This is a big moment.
Antonsen, he's barely had a sighting on goal all match. The Western Sydney number 9. It will be the Swede to take, and it's a great save from Ollie Sale, who has certainly justified his recall to the starting 11 this evening. Corner taken again.
Have a look at the strike. There's 3 bodies. He gets down well to his left. Not too sure what.
Checking something that the corner couldn't be taken just yet. Now it's all clear. Final 60 seconds, although perhaps there will be more added on. Clisby. Back post for Marcelo, and he scored! And perhaps it's not too late. In the 6th minute of stoppage time. A 9th headed goal of the season for Western Sydney, and it's their captain Marcelo who gives them hope.
Harvey Norman replay, we see it so often. Marcelo, so strong, able to find himself space, and this time he hits a great header down off the post. He's been great tonight, Ollie Sale, but there was nothing he could do about that. Look at that. He's got 2 Perth Glory players, one either side, and he gets up strong, down, powerful header. And there isn't much time left, but there's a glimmer of hope now for Western Sydney to rectify it and maybe get something out of this.
Can they do it? It's going to be all hands to the pump for Perth Glory. It's going to be the kitchen sink and everything else from Western Sydney into attack. There can only be seconds left. We're in the 7th minute of stoppage time. The roar from the home fans. Simmons long, Antonsen controls well and handled. Good challenge it was from Latchman.
Well, it was possibly their last opportunity. Latchman has been good tonight, hasn't he? Out jumped for the goal for Marcelo at the end, but 96 minutes or so that preceded that, it's been quality.
I wonder if it will be Marcelo's goal or if it will be an own goal. Came back off the post and then in off Ollie Sale. That is just a technicality at this stage. The important thing is the goal stands. Any more for the training ground banter between Marcelo and Marco Redan, but that can wait for another day. Brook delivers. Shushnyar headers away, and that's that. Perth Glory have stunned high-flying Western Sydney Wanderers and recorded their first away win in over a year of football. 17 matches without victory on the road. and they have come to one of the toughest places to travel and knocked off the Wanderers. Stefan Kolakowski capped off an excellent first half for the visitors in the 34th minute. Off the bench, Davy Williams scored what in the end was the winner, and a crucial goal in the 87th minute, because Marcelo's header went in off the post and Ollie Sale to set up a grandstand finish. But it was too little too late for Western Sydney, who miss out on the chance to close up at the top of the table and keep the pressure on the leaders. The Inquisition begins in red and black. But here, on a historic night for Perth Glory, when they were underdogs all over from start to finish, they have recorded a fantastic win. They have beaten the Western Sydney Wanderers by 2-1. Let's head straight down to Tristan McManus, who's with Ollie Sale.
Yes, I'm here with Ollie Sale. All right, Ollie didn't quite get the clean sheet, but how huge is that win for you guys?
It's big for us. You know, there's a lot going on off the pitch, and it was important for us to come out here and show our fans that we're still here to play, and we're going to push for finals football and turn our season around regardless of what's going on off the pitch. So yeah, very important game for us, and yeah, nice to turn things around. Yeah,
most definitely. It's been a very tough time for you. You certainly repaid the faith. You're like an Irish backpacker there. You were kicking everything out of the air. Unbelievable performance from you tonight.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. It's just nice to be out there, mate. You know, I love playing footy. That's the best part about it, is turning up on a Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, and playing nice.